Greetings. Most American poverty is usually blamed on great cosmic scapegoats, and this is easier than actually telling people, acknowledging what's really going on. And I'll explain really the cause of it. Most of it, being real about it, the choices of your parents and the lack of investment and education into your parents, and just the irresponsible culture that we have in general. Now, what am I talking about? What does Freedom feel like to describe? I'll explain. Look, as simple as this. If you're poor, raised poor in America, because it's pretty easy, we make a lot of safety nets, a lot of ways to not be poor in America, a lot of ways you can get educated and whatnot. It's usually because your parents were having fun, rub naughty parts together. Because look, you get fresh out of high school, or you're still in high school, and sex is fun. It's a drug. And so basically, they're doing this. They're having a kid that they can't really afford. They don't have their act together. They don't have a decent job. I mean, some of these people, they don't even they can't even flip burgers, and they have a kid already. Okay, so you were born into a situation that was screwed up because your parents were irresponsible. That's a lot of it. But then let's go back to what type of investment did this country really make into you? Not how much money did they spend on you, because for instance, they have you for 13 years in school, and yet most kids come out and they're good enough to stock shelves, boxes on shelves, and flip hamburgers. I mean, literally, you could stock shelves at 10 years old, and you could probably flip hamburgers since your father was like, assuming you have one, actually was having you flip hamburgers on the barbecue. Okay? There's the goddamn truth of it. And yet, you have people that are raising families on these shit ass jobs because they really probably had no plan for life whatsoever. Now, coming back to the investment they put into the public school system, all 13 years they have you, some of the cheap states are like what, 9,000 per year per student, and the expensive states are what, 15 to 17,000 per student per year, like ridiculous amounts of money. And I want to put that in perspective. If you took $200,000 and put it in the S&P and left it there for around 30 years, you'd have $3 to $4 million. That's easily more than enough to retire off of, right? Right. And yet they take that much money over the course of your so-called education. And what do you get for it? Do they even have you able to do any trades or anything like that? And the answer is no. You're basically expected to go to some sort of finishing school. And don't give me this crap. Oh, kids couldn't handle learning the trades. Look, I don't know if you've noticed how easy plumbing is. I'm not saying it's stupidly easy, but a lot of it's just get the angles right for the way the water goes downhill. And PEX, use the crimper tool, put the PEX together, and then put the fittings. It's not impossibly hard. This is something you could start off teaching a kid at probably 8 to 10 years old, just getting them aware of what the parts are and what the tools do, just like with a video game or anything else. You could have these kids by the age of 14 to 16 fully ready to work in the trades. And in that respect, whether it's, the trades, truck driving, or, some sort of coding school like computers and stuff. And then for the kids that really are whiz kids, really are geniuses that can really make the grade. Yes, these are the people we should really be putting up into so-called higher education. They end up becoming like the people in the Big Bang Theory, for instance, where basically you have people that are geniuses. Let the geniuses actually be geniuses. Well, let's be honest about college. Let's go into that finishing school crap. Like, for instance, when you want to go to plumbing school and all this other crap, how much does it cost to do that? We make it onerously high for you to go to do something responsible with your life, and we make it take more years than it realistically should. Like 4 years to learn how to do plumbing, even though that if I'm working on my own personal house, and this is a law in a lot of countries, a lot of part of the country, where you can do your own work on your own house because it's your house. So wait, I can fix and rebuild everything on my own house without being certified whatsoever. But if you want to do it certified so I can do it for somebody else, I need to spend 4 years and Lord knows how much time and money. Now let's put that in perspective of, even though trade schools are relatively affordable comparatively to college or university, we're talking $100,000, anywhere from 50 to $100,000, so you can get a job that pays better than, regular crap jobs. I mean, like, look, I gotta be real about this. How many people have I seen that work a so-called educated job, and I can make 80 to 100K being a truck driver? I drive OTR. I actually love doing it. So, I mean, then we come down to the structural way that most people live. Most people are living. They say the cost of living is so much. Yes, certain towns, I'll say food has gone up, but that's why you travel to a place where food's affordable in the bigger city. Like in this little town here, because we're on the border of basically paradise. Yes, food costs more, but it's because paradise is right there. And plus it takes an extra 15, 20 minutes to drive up here because 15, 20 minutes away, I can get the cabbage at half price. The moral of the story is that when they talk about the cost of living going up, well, okay, it's the cost of luxury. Do you go out to eat all the time? Are you renting a place that's overpriced? Do you have a car payment? Like, you see car payments these days at least $1,000. What do you need with that car? Oh, I want it. Who are you to tell me what I have? Well, wild thought here. If you're going to expect me to pay taxes into a system, I'm responsible, and I'm going to have to pay taxes into a system. I expect not to be held responsible for other people's fuck ups. And that comes down to how you choose to live your life, how to choose to have your kids, and all this other stuff. See, if everybody was their own goddamn island, I would not give a shit whatsoever about this. If everybody was allowed to rise and fail just based on their own choices, I'd be absolutely fine with that. But that's not the case, is it? So people choosing to live high on the hog when they're doing it on credit. Like, how many people do you see that went to college and what were they really getting educated in? What, lesbian basket weaving or some other bullshit degree? And it was really just work avoidance. It was really just, I don't want to deal with hard things. The hard things actually pay money. Like, I hate to break it to you, but, you know, even the guy who moves trash is actually doing more for the world than someone with a literature degree. Let's be honest about that. And I paid off my first house by moving trash for a living, by the way. So what I'm getting at with this is that we structurally fuck up children, and our culture is hypersexualized. You know, like, you're not a real man unless you're fucking everything under the sun, and a woman is basically how much can you get out of every guy that wants a piece of your ass. We try to act like prostitution's a bad thing, but we barter for sex in this damn culture. So we have people that are hypersexualized, have no money management skills, are educated to be no better than a burger flipper, and then they irresponsibly have children. And then we're going to come back to this cosmic excuse. It's structural racism, it's classism, it's the system, it's capitalism. No, it's a system that's designed to make you into a working drone that's a fuck up. So you'll invest nothing, and yet you'll be a comfortable fuck up. That's the truth. You'll be comfortable enough. And you want proof of this? Look at the people on welfare. Who's holding them back? Like, literally, all you did was poop out a child, and now you got a free ride. I got buddies back where I grew up who faked crazy. They get $1,000 a month, probably more now. It's been like 10 years since I talked to some of those guys. And what's holding them back? There's college, there's free community college. All these people can get into. You know, like, their kids are in school during the day. They could go to community college. They don't want to. They've got a free ride. They got it good enough. Why the fuck would they change anything? So this alleged poverty, where all their children are usually overweight, if not obese, including the parents, this is poverty. It's structurally designed to make you a complete screw up. And then inevitably, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the racism. It's the cultural oppression. It's some white man's fault. It's a man's fault. It's not white man. It's a man's fault. It's a man's fault. You didn't get anywhere. You know, like, and if you happen to be a man of any other background other than white, it's the white man holding you down. No, it's not your own personal decisions. It's not your crap education you got in a public system. It was designed to make you a complete fuck up. It's not the culture that tells you to basically bang everything under the sun. No, it's everything else but you and this horrible fucking system that makes you a complete screw up. So, I don't know. There you go. There's the big dirty secret about most poverty in America. Anyways, it's Freedom Phil. It's a long ramble, rant, whatever you want to call it. Y'all have a great day. Like, subscribe. And remember, you have the power to become great if you want to. Take it easy.